Hey, hello
Hare
everyone.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Think we hopefully we'll have a couple more people joining. But I just wanted to kind of kickstart and begin the session. As we are speaking about time, I thought that we would start in a timely manner. But I just wanted to again invite everybody, and actually we'll welcome everyone that's already here. Thank you for coming on time. And speaking of time, I wanted to kind of, I guess you could say, kick off this session. I feel like when it comes to specifically talking about time, people always say, oh, I'm not working fast enough, or I've wasted so much time, or I'm not utilizing my time well. There's actually a quote that I read that had said that we overestimate the amount that we can do in 1 year, but then underestimate how much we can do in 5 years. And so I guess I kind of wanted to specifically speak to you about how we can utilize our time efficiently. Everybody has the exact same amount of time in their day. And you, as a monk who have dedicated your life to being in service and putting your life in service, how do you feel like you utilize your time and how we could maybe use it more efficiently in our time?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for bringing up this very important topic about time. Because in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tells, time I am.
Mhm.
He is that time. And time is one energy. It's that commodity that, once spent, we don't get it back. In fact, there is a very amazing thinker who existed a few centuries back. His name is Chanakya Pandit. And many people would have heard about his very amazing erudite scholarship and his work called as Arthashastra. And the Arthashastra says that even one moment cannot be purchased by paying millions of gold coins. So thus we understand the value of time. Yes. As we are talking about the value of time, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all the folks who are there. I can see Bola. I don't see others, but Bola is visible. We have Geeta, Amog, Mukund, Rajmalini Devi. We have Braj. We have Shakish Romani Devi. They've all come for the session. All right. Rohit is also here. Rohit Patil. Nice. Good to see you all, guys. Coming back to the question of how exactly do people manage the time? In fact, I remember we attended a time management workshop, and the very opening sentence of this time management workshop was that time management is a myth. Yeah, that was a beginning. There is nothing called time management. You cannot manage time. Then what are we supposed to do? We manage our priorities. Yes. Everybody has the same amount of time, but people who get ahead in their life, in whatever walk of life they are, whichever sector, whichever field, the people who get ahead are those people who know how to prioritize things.
Oh.
Do those things which are value adding first. First things first, we say this, right? Yeah. So those things which add value for a person to get closer to your goals.
Mhm.
Yes, that priority management is something that takes you ahead. Yeah,
I never thought about it that way, actually, is that you basically invest your time to things that are of a priority to you. So you can't really, you're
yes,
right, you can't manage your time. If something is enough of a priority, you'll make sure you have the time to do it.
exactly. That's how it is.
I like.
I've heard this very amazing thing. You started off with a very good quote about how we overestimate what we can do in a year, but we underestimate what we do in 5 years. And that's why ideal planning, I've read that quote.
Yeah.
I haven't gone through the book. It says that you need to plan for 3 years. They say
Hmm.
that's an optimal time that you
Hmm.
need to make things. Um, Another thing that I was hearing was many successful people, they sit down and they do 3-2-1 tasks. It's called 3-2-1 tasks. What is the meaning of 3-2-1 tasks? Of course, make a list of all the things. Sit down previous day, make a list of all the things that you want to do, right? Make a list of it, and then eliminate everything else except your three priorities. Spend your 3 hours doing your first priority task, 2 hours prioritizing your second, and 1 hour prioritizing your third. This is called as 3-2-1 way of working. Yeah. And there's something called Parkinson's law. What does Parkinson's law say? Parkinson's law says that your work fits into the time that you give it.
Mm-hmm.
Just an example. Suppose you got to go for an international travel, right? How much time would you take for packing?
That's a good
Some guys
question.
spend 3 days. Oh, I got to travel 3 days. Oh, packing, packing, packing. But imagine you just have 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You can do the same amount of packing in 3 hours. And monks like us, we do it in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That's all it takes for us to pack. Even if it's it's the travel to the next state, or if it's a travel to the next country, or if it's travel across the world, that's all is the time that takes. But the
Mm-hmm.
point here is, you can do that amount of packing, right? You can do it in the time that is, so your work squeezes. It does squeeze to that particular time. Even as a student, some people may have this experience that you've been trying to study a particular chapter. Oh, I got to study for my test. Some person, I'm not telling that you don't have to be proactive, but all I'm trying to say is person may be just dragging things for about a week, right? On the other hand, a person does it overnight.
Yeah.
Yes, the same amount, same volume of work fits into that time frame when there is a sense of urgency.
Mm-hmm.
That's Parkinson's law. So it doesn't take you 3 days to pack your luggage. It might take you 3 hours or
Mm-hmm.
maybe 30 minutes, depending on the time that you give it.
Yeah.
That's where you accommodate things. Yeah, I just want to say this. Yeah.
No, that's a really good point. When it comes to time and when it comes to either advancing yourself spiritually or wanting to grow in your spiritual like life, I feel like a lot of people, when they give something a certain amount of time, let's say, for example, when you put time and effort into work, you grow and you advance and you get more pay. You ask for a raise, you're gaining something in return. I feel like sometimes people become frustrated with maybe sometimes spiritual advancement because they feel like the growth technically is invisible. You don't really necessarily always reap the rewards that people are looking for when they invest their time into something that's more so focused on spiritual growth. So how could you direct people to be able to be a little bit more patient with the time that they're investing when they want to advance spiritually?
Good one. That's a really good one. Spiritual, many people think the results, the outcome of spiritual practices takes a lot and lots of amount of time. It takes a lot of time for a person to see some tangible advancement. I would like to say that's true, but not true.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the mindset of a person.
Mm-hmm.
When I was coming to the West, right, I asked my mentor for a piece of advice. And you know what my mentor told me? He just gave me one mantra. If you're coming to the West, you need to take in mind this one mantra. And what's that one mantra? Celebrate small wins.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's a 3-word mantra. Celebrate small wins. And the same thing has to be applied even to spirituality.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to learn the art of celebrating small wins. Even something little done, because it's as a matter of fact, the wisdom literature prove as a testimony to this statement that even little done, divine one.
Mm-hmm.
We can win over the heart of the divinity simply by having done little with the best of the best attitudes. Because it's not the aggregate of things that takes us ahead, gets us ahead in spiritual life. It is the attitude with which we do things that gets us ahead. And when things done with the right attitude, the amount, the aggregate is something that automatically follows. But it's the attitude, it's the intention, it's all internal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as a matter of fact, as one keeps advancing, one realizes success, especially in the spiritual life. Success doesn't lie in the trophy won, but success lies in the race run. The very fact that we have embarked on the spiritual path itself is a grand success. It's worth celebration.
Yeah.
It's something amazing. It's sublime. It's profound. So there is nothing called a win or a lose when we call a spiritual life. This Lord Krishna himself tells this in the Bhagavad Gita. This is second chapter. It's verse number 51. Buddhi yukto jahatiha ubhe sukrit dushkrite. Yes, in fact, one goes beyond likes, dislikes, auspicious, inauspicious, piety, and a sin. At the same time, one goes beyond, yes, the yoga 2.48. The yoga is defined as siddhau asiddhau samo yuktva samatvam yoga muchyate, meaning that being equipoised in success or failure is considered to be yoga, and that's what is yoga all about. The very fact that we have performed this, we have done this spiritual activity and we relished it. We relished its success. For example, for instance, we have the Bhakti Yoga forum where we're talking about the time. Well, the success of this particular forum lies not in the number of attendees. It doesn't lie in the number of views that this YouTube is going to get.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't lie even in the quality of content that's produced out of this conversation. That's all the will of Lord. But the success of this forum is the very fact that this forum is going on. It's happening. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's happening. Yes. That's the beauty. That's spiritual life.
Okay.
If we have lived to our vows and commitment in that particular day, it's a success. It's a success.
So it's not something that technically should be measured by the amount of time being put into it. It's more so something that's like an internal like process. It's not
Exactly.
and that's externally measured.
Exactly. It is not, of course, we need some kind of external measurement, otherwise, that will lead to laxity.
Yeah.
Imagine a person, the meditation that we recommend in the Bhakti Yoga way is the mantra meditation, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Yeah.
So that definitely has to be quantifiable. You can't say, all right, you can chant. How long do you chant? Oh, you chant till your mouth pains or your
Mm-hmm.
headaches. No, that's not going to happen.
No.
Neither your mouth's going to pain nor your head is going to ache.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but there has to be a minimum quantity. Otherwise, that will lead to laxity, laziness, indiscipline,
Yeah.
right? And discipline is a very, very important, essential commodity for success in any walk of life.
Yeah.
And it's all the more essential in spiritual life. So there has to be certain things which are like, we need to quantify them. All right, I'm going to sit down and chant these many number of rounds, these many number of hours dedicated to the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And if you're completing your commitment, you fulfill your vow, it's a success. It's something that we need to celebrate. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I find the spirit even in the sportsmen. Yeah. Even if, let's look at team sports. Even in team sports, there may be very obvious. It might be very obvious from a spectator point of view, from a neutral perspective. Oh, this team's they're gonna lose. But even then, although they're on the brink of losing, they do get a point. They score a point, they celebrate. Yes, we all come together to celebrate because that is the sportsmanship spirit that is kindled in them. Even though you guys are going to lose, at this particular point of time you're going to lose, still celebrate your win. Boost up your energy.
Yeah.
Become enthusiastic. That's a sportsman spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, there is a spiritual warrior spirit, the bhakti yogi spirit that we are talking about. And that talks about it's not about how much quantity. Yes, quantity is important, the bare minimum quantity is essential, but it's about the relish that we have. Yes, we do have sermons to listen to. We call it the process of Shravanam, listening. And if someone has this attitude, yeah, I know this. Oh, I heard it many times. I can speak this better than the speaker. That's a total failure. It's a disaster. On the other hand, if a person is willing to listen to the same truth again with a deeper relish, that's considered to be a grand success. Yeah.
I understand. Okay. So it's kind of like you're kind of, instead of having like seeking external validation of other people, you're more so understanding that you'll have times where things might not always work out in the best way for you, but you're still relishing in the mode of being happy with the successes that you've made so far.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes. True.
Okay. Um, Kind of going back to what you had said about the 3-2-1 rule, I wanted to ask then, when people are trying to utilize that in their day-to-day life, how would they allow the concept of time, kind of, you could say, connecting with the 3-2-1 rule, but using it more with intention versus efficiency, if that makes sense. So yeah, the 3-2-1 rule is meant to be allowing you to use your time efficiently, but also how do you lead it more intentionally? So whatever you're doing it with much more thought instead of allowing you're just kind of sitting around wasting the time.
Right. Intention leads to intensity.
Mm-hmm.
And intention is brought about by a tiny micro break before and during the time slot where we have some kind of preparation to do, where we revise our intent. That's very important. Even I would like to talk about the spiritual practices that we do. There is a thorough preparation that we perform. We do a thorough preparation before we directly get into the activity. Even when I were to give some sermons or a lecture, lead a discussion, the first thing is we pray for grace. There's a prayer that precedes the discussion, right? Even with the simple act of honoring the sacred meal, there is a preparation. We set the intent by praying. Yes, taking a small break, offering a prayer for strength, stating our intent, and praying for grace. That is something that really makes our activity intentful, and that intent leads to the intensity, right? So there
Mm-hmm.
has to be a break that we need to take. There's a preparation, and of course, even the 3 hours that somebody is doing, one might take a gentle small break, right? A small break of, maybe you want to take a break in 30 minutes for about 2-3 minutes, a small micro break, and maybe a macro break after you do your big 3 hours of activity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not the 3-2-1 is done continuously in a row in 6 hours. We are not machines.
No.
Yes, we are not machines, and that's actually, in fact, a good news that I want to tell. We are not machines. We are human beings. We are subject to fatigue, right? And what you do is we prepare, we take breaks, intentional breaks, deliberate breaks, wherein we can pray, we can breathe, we can say some affirmations to ourselves. Yes, so these micro breaks after maybe every 30 minutes, 45 minutes, depending on how you want to function. And one big intentful macro break of say maybe about 25, 30 minutes, where you can do some activity of leisure and get back
Mm-hmm.
for the next 2 hours. We do this, life's amazing.
My goodness.
Yes,
Okay.
we'll see that our efficiency improves. And why this is important, Nandini,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to tell you this story in which we all keep listening. We have been listening to this story since we were at the kindergarten, Montessori. And that's the story of sharpening the axe. Yeah, there are two friends who become woodcutters. We heard the story, right? And then they keep chopping. There's one guy who keeps chopping and his performance is going bad. On the other hand, the other fellow, he chops a tree, then he sits down to sharpen his axe.
Mm.
Yes, and this is what is a major flaw in today's work culture, that people aren't given that time, or rather people don't prioritize that time to sit down and sharpen your axe.
Yeah.
Even our mind is it's a weapon, it's an instrument, it's a software. And mind also, mental fatigue is something that's very common these days, but what is needed is a break. And there are many people who are successful in multiple walks of life because they know how to and when to rightly take those micro and macro breaks. And by taking those, they really build back their intent. They are mentally alert and sharp to pursue their further works, further tasks.
Yeah. So it's basically like the time that you take to fulfill the activity is equally as important to take the breaks in between the activities as well.
Right,
Because otherwise it'll lead to burnout, and then you'll falter and then fall off and then wonder what happened. What was the course of action that caused you to lose that much time when you were not on the right track?
Again, we at the same time, having said this, it's very important that we balance.
Mm-hmm.
Balance is the key. See, growth is natural. Growth is natural when you're healthy.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not growing, there's something wrong with the health. And good health is a symptom of balance. So a person has to balance with your physical quotient, intellectual quotient, emotional quotient, spiritual quotient. Many a times people come to me for mentoring and they do ask me, I'm not happy. I get it very clearly. There's you're going off balance somewhere. Something's going for a toss. So we sit down and we just simply ask them these 4 questions. Come on, talk about these questions. And you get to know the gap. Where is it? And then we discuss about how to bridge that gap. That's all. It's a simple principle. So one should know. Like, of course, even if it's work, it's the goals, one should know when to unplug. Yes, that unplugging is also very important because life is not a quick sprint, it's a marathon. Right? And if we have to treat it like a marathon, we have to survive the next years. If it were a marathon, you can't treat it like a sprint, right? Yeah, so very true.
That's very true. I wanted to ask as well, because we're in such a digital era, how we can go from mindlessly scrolling, for example. Like, even I was at home today, my parents were at home, we're all sitting in the kitchen, we're together, but then one is on the phone scrolling through Instagram. My brother was visiting as well, and he was talking about he doesn't spend too much time. We were talking about screen time, how much time we spend on our screens. How we can kind of, in a moment when you feel like you want to relax or you want to take the break, as we've been discussing, instead of scrolling to find your way of relaxing, but then you end up spending so much time, the time slips away when you start doing those digital things and on Instagram, on Facebook, and things like that. How can you kind of break away from doing the mindless thing so that it doesn't eat away at your time? Like, what are some steps that you can kind of catch yourself, like, oh, okay, I'm slipping back into this bad habit or this bad routine? What kind of things would you suggest people to allow them to not kind of slip back into that digital of just scrolling on their feed?
Yeah. So many times I just wanted to say this, share this particular thought. People who really are hell bent, as we say, to march towards success, to try towards success. These people, there is a category of people who just disappear. Disappear as in, then it's not like a mantra and disappear. Disappear as in, like, they get off from all the social platforms, uninstall all the apps. They do it. That's one category. If it suits you, you can do that. If not, the second category, if you may say that's kind of practical in today's day and age, is a category who use social media and scrolling mindfully. Meaning that they provide a particular time, okay, intentfully, okay, you have a habit of binge watching, right? You go binge watch all the episodes. Now you allot a time. Well, in this particular allotted time, I am allowing myself to go and watch something. I'm allowing myself to scroll for this time. I'm allowing myself to be on this particular page and do things, right? Yeah, I'm allowing myself. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I allow. So that way, if you are intentionally using social media, that as for a source of entertainment or for the source of enlightenment, either ways it's fine.
Okay.
Else we ended get it. And the best way I would suggest you use these kind of apps is use it just before you got something important to do, which is unavoidable. So that way you need to break when you have to break, right? You got a meeting, very important meeting, say about like this meeting is at 3 o'clock. All right, so I'll use it at 2:45. No matter what happens, I'll have to put my phone aside at 2:58 or 2:59 and then just log into the meeting and be there, right?
Yeah.
So this is how intentional use is something which will be helpful. What do you think of it?
No, I think that's a very smart idea actually, because it's not like it's like trying to cut something off cold turkey. And then when you try to limit it 100%, then you kind of jump right back into it as if like, and then you, if anything, you're spending too much time on it. It's the same thing with like binge eating. You're trying to be on a strict diet. And then if you don't allow yourself those little bits of treats here and there and implement the discipline when you need to, then it's like, again, you'll just fall off the wagon completely and just go way off onto the other side when that's not what the goal was intentionally. So if you slowly are kind of chipping away and you're setting yourself time limits and standards and things, then it'll be much easier to control. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, we have quite a few people that have joined. I wanted to take the opportunity to open up the floor to everyone here. I know we actually have quite a few people who don't have their cameras on. So I invite anybody, if they are able, to turn their cameras on, if you can. And you can definitely ask some questions. You can put them in the chat if you are in a place where you can't turn the microphone on. But I would definitely like to hear from our audience today as well. If anybody has any questions, comments even.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Is it like all the sufferings, like results is due to the mentality of over or propensity of over enjoyment? I'm just
Okay,
asking.
Shyam Sundar, thank you for your question. Yeah. So he's asking, I just rephrase it. There's a person suffering. Is that person suffering because of excessive gratification? Yes. Let's look at the wisdom literature. Whenever such kind of questions pop up, we need to look for a source. If you look at the Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, 22nd verse, I'll show it to you. And it says, Ehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yona evate. Adyavantaka antavantaka unteyana teshu ramate buddha. I just want you to read the translation. You can read it for us, Sham. You can unmute yourself and go ahead if you're able to.
The available
You're
to
able to?
Intelligent person. Okay.
Yeah, go on.
An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of mystery, which are due to contact with material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them.
Yeah, thank you, Bola. So, contact with material senses. This is talking about the gratification. So, the phenomenon of gratification is as long and until the sense and the sense object is in contact. You have your tongue, you have a delicacy. They come in contact, the pleasure is there. And it has a beginning and it definitely has an end. And when it ends, there is a tremendous amount of frustration that comes.
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens. Why did it end? Okay, person may try one more. That's done. Then your capacity of stomach, that's it. Your stomach says no, stop. That's it. My capacity is over. Now what? Oh, I can't do anything. So that guy is frustrated with the capacity. The person is frustrated. So that's why Krishna says the sense gratification is every sense needs a gratification. It does. Eyes need some beautiful object to watch. Ears do need something palatable to listen to. Tongue needs a delicacy. It's needed. But problem comes when you go excess. You don't know your boundaries. You go beyond it. Then what happens is that excess is something that leads to suffering. You don't fall sick by eating. You fall sick by overeating.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that leads to suffering. Right? Yeah. So that's why it's called the source of misery.
If anything, it's from overindulgence, and it's not from anything else. It's when you overindulge in anything. My mom used to always say that anything in excess is always bad.
Yes. Yeah, true.
Does anybody else have any other questions?
I can ask my question.
Please.
I think it's a very good time that we've spent here listening to our Prabhu on this time thing. And I feel that ever since we've been kids up to now, there's a lot of pressure on time, timeliness, time frame, time slot, everything time. There's a time they expect you to have built a house, to have done this, to have done, there's just time messing you up with time. I feel that it leads to a lot of burnt out. You feel, because, time is being seen as a thing to speed up, or it puts you under pressure. You don't understand what I mean? I feel that today, one key thing that I wrote down is sharpening the axe. I'm going to come back to that, because that thing I'm going to take away with me for life this evening, because I think it's a big thing. I feel that time shouldn't be it's not the same for everybody, right? I feel that time it should be more about presence, choice, and quality, what you use the time for, because people usually say time is of essence. I think time is essence. Time is our life force, because if I'm here and I spend 70 years, that is the time I have, right? That's it. That is my life force. Because, okay, for instance, now let's talk about His Divine Grace, Prabhupada, our father, the founder of ISKCON. He's lived a meaningful time. That time it was here. Fantastic. That is why we are here gathered, because the time has been used purposefully. Quality, making perfect choices, not running a rat race or living a timeline, or, I feel that, please help me to understand this issue, such that we make better choices of what to do at this time frame. Because once 7 to 8 is gone, I'm always looking forward to Thursday 7 to 8, because that's the time that I've spent being present, being intentional. I made the choice myself, and I'm making it happen. I drove like a crazy person to get here by 7 on my desk, because I'm intentional. You understand? This is the best use of my day. 24 hours. This is the most meaningful 1 hour I have spent. So I feel that, I think, if we're not careful, we just see that our lifeline, as our life is just done, because we're just chasing things that will not matter a long time. So I feel that, how do we come to an understanding that it is not about the quantity of what we achieve? Because some people come here 15 years, they've gone back to the source, meaningful 15 years. Done and dusted. But some people 90, I'm not saying it's not meaningful, but what they chose as the choice and priority for that time did not really contribute to the universe or leave any lasting remark. You know what I mean? In time. So I feel that We need, hi, I'm a little girl and a little student. I need to understand. I need your help to understand meaningful timing, making sure that I don't, that timeline of do this, do that. I don't want to operate in that space. I want to have a lot of presence in my time, because sometimes, like Nandini said, we're on the Instagram. I had to delete. See, for me, it's all or none law. Is either I'm doing it or I'm not doing it. I'm trying to be a balanced person. I don't have it yet. So I deleted my Facebook, my Instagram, because once I grab my phone, I'm awake 12 midnight. I wake up at 3. I remember I've not done my japa, I've not done my beads, and I'm on my phone. I am checking 2 hours. I'm like, come on. I will have done 108 or how many times, maybe 5 times, 6 times, and I've spent it useless. Do you understand what I mean? So I've not learned how to be disciplined with my time. So I deleted it off completely. Maybe when I get better, then I will have it back. So you see, how do we understand that time is all we have? How do we now prioritize the choices we make in that time? Make it of quality timeline so that at the end of the day, we look back and I said, okay, if it's time for me to die tomorrow, I'm like, okay, time. I've used my time well. I've contributed meaningfully. Am I making sense? Because I feel that, like, that sharpened the hearts. For me, I am still recovering from burnt out, just go, 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 go. And I just realized that it's not even, I find that one of my sisters will always say something, haste makes waste. She's never in a hurry to do anything. She's a firm believer of haste is waste, in the sense that she's always going back within. And you see, what you spend 2 hours to achieve, she achieves in 10 minutes. Because she sharpens her axe, you know what I mean? She comes within, she makes the excellent choice. What will take you 10 years, she's going to achieve it in 2 minutes or 5 minutes, because she's going back within and within. Do you understand what I mean? So it seems as if the action we take doesn't make sense, but it's the intention, like Prabhu said. Stop, sharpen the axe, then come back again. I don't know if I'm communicating, because there's a lot going on in my head. I'm just a mess right now. This is the big thing for me. How do I understand that? It's not all about what we're doing out here, but how we can bring everything out from quality, the choice we make and stuff like. So please shed more light on this for explaining it more to us about this, because sometimes I tell my daughter too, right, that come on, you should have done this, you should have done it. Who says you should have done it? What makes it should have is not happening here. Everything will happen at the right time once we have the right intention, right? So please help me here. I'm losing it.
You're killing it, not losing it. Bola Prabhu, before I actually respond to your very wonderful and thoughtful words, I would like to just share with you one word in Sanskrit. In the Sanskrit language, there's a word called bhola. The meaning of
Okay.
bhola is very innocent. Yes? So you always go from bhola to bola. That's your journey of speech. Goes from bola to bola. I was just waiting. When you started off, I was like, who is this?
Oh, forget it. Yeah, it takes
She,
a few minutes, just few minutes,
nice,
and then
nice,
I
nice,
I
very
lose
good.
it completely.
Yeah, I really wish to pray for a drop of your enthusiasm that you have in expressing. You're very expressive.
No.
A simple principle that came to my mind as you were talking is how do exactly we do these activities? How do you're asking? Just ensure you follow this one principle. That's put the horse before the cart. Am I making sense? Put the horse before the cart, and your life will keep running. The mistake that many of us do is we try to run the cart and try to push the horse from behind. Horse is the spirit. Cart is matter. Similarly, the Bhakti Yoga way, the whole principle of putting the horse before the cart is performing your spiritual activities upfront every day as far as possible first. First things first. You put the horse before the cart, then the entire day is spent with tremendous amount of clarity.
Yeah.
The clutter comes in the life of a person. The clutter, the chaos a person has to many times deal with is because there's no horse. He's in the cart, which is lying there. On the other hand, if a person has properly put the horse before cart, such a personality is he's driven with the spiritual force, with that divine connection. You lead your life. There may be chaos, there may be clutter, but because of the clarity and conviction that you have, you will still sail through very smoothly. So that's why the first things first, what is taught to a spiritualist is begin your day with your spiritual practice. That's what as monks we do. It's not that we don't have any amount of management to be done. We have organizational stuff that needs to be done. Yes, we also do things which is done regularly in the corporate sector, making presentations, following up tasks. Yes, every aspect of management which is out there in the regular institution is also there in spiritual institutions. But we always taught Srila Prabhupada, as you quoted him, why would he have? Why did Srila Prabhupada have that level of caliber of establishing the Krishna Consciousness worldwide movement in a short span of just 11 years? Is because he spent his lifetime in that preparation to feed that horse, strengthen that horse who can pull as big as cart in the right direction. So that's the secret of a spiritualist, putting the horse before the cart. I hope you're satisfied.
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
I just got the blank check now. Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
you got it. You got it. Yeah. What about others?
Any other questions that anybody else has? It doesn't necessarily even have to be a question. Any reflections, realizations, something that you've taken away, something that's enlightened you from this conversation? Would be always happy to hear from everyone. I know that something that Prabhu had just said kind of made me think that as much as kind of like we had discussed at the beginning of the talk about how people chase time, and it's not so much about chasing time, it's how you use the time that you have to prepare the things that you would like to, I guess you could say, move ahead in. So if we want to spiritually advance, it's that we've chosen, all of us today have chosen to be a part of this conversation because we all have the desire to fulfill that spiritual, something inside us that is spiritual, that's calling to us, that's saying, every Thursday we like to connect for a reason. And so we've taken that time now to be here together, right? So it's how you choose to use time with intention and what you're using to feed the horse that's in front of your cart. That's kind of what I've reflected on in this conversation.
If I would like to, especially of course, I would like to hear from all of you, but if Lefton, Vengel or Rajmalini Prabhu, if you can speak, one of you, that'd be really nice. Which one of you is ready to go? You might have to electronically raise your hand so that we are able to find you and get to you, or else just turn on your video so we get to know you there with us. So any one of you wanting to jump in?
Oh, I
Okay.
think, yeah.
Yeah, Vengel.
Hi, Hare Krishna, everyone. Sorry, I joined in a little late, so I missed a little part of it, but I've enjoyed just hearing out all of the discussions. I think how I use my time with Instagram and just even work-wise, like I was thinking about how like taking that moment to sharpen the axe is really resonates with me today, especially Bola's comment. I just had it in my head and now it's gone. But um, yeah, haste makes waste. That I think that's a really good one. So I'm gonna take that with me for today. So thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Vengel.
Rajmalini Mataji, if you have anything you'd like to add, it'd be nice to hear from you. I know you're usually busy at this time, but so it's happy to have you here.
Or Levton, would you like to say something? All right.
A little bit of a shy group this time.
Oh, I would say I would rather put it in this way, that there's this phrase in Sanskrit which says Maunam Sammata Lakshanam. If you remain silent, you agree to whatever is spoken.
Yes, that's perfect.
I'm sorry, you tried
Oh,
to turn
Levton,
on.
yeah.
I
Go on.
apologize, I didn't get it. I just thought it's my Zoom is blurring and something requiring from me. I didn't get what. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I got sick and I just don't want to turn on the camera. Well, I got there. Our meeting unfortunately was cancelled for leaders, and I just switched immediately here. I would like to. I was be happy to be a part of the great community and just listen to Sanatana Dharma Prabhu, even if my mood is doomed. Actually, I don't have anything to tell. I just appreciate that you are all here and sharing all these things. That's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lipton Prabhu.
That's
Please
fine.
take care of your health.
Yes.
Get well
Yes.
soon. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably see you this weekend if you can come.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Take
Hare
care.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All right. So I guess that's a wrap up.
That is a wrap. Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
It's not related to this. I try to listen. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm just trying to locate you. Yes, you're here.
Oh yeah. So I try to link on YouTube to the time the recordings you have. I found out that most of them is not in English. Everything is in Hindi, and you're talking on. I'm like, what about us that we don't speak English? Yeah, that we only know English. And then you go on and go on. I'm like, he's not being fair. Why is he speaking in Hindi? Why? Are you just for the Indian people and not for all of us? So I said I was going to call you out on that. And you need to. You need to consider all of us. I tried to join so many times, and then I listen. I'm like, oh gosh, I couldn't pick much. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call you out. That's the first thing. Then the second thing that I want to ask is now
Can I
I
comment
know
on that
that.
first? Can I please
Yes,
comment
please.
on that? I'm very tempted to comment on it. Well, to be very honest, I've been on this path for about like this is my 21st year going on in this path. So till my first 14 years, yes, the first 14 years of my practice of my monk, all I used to do was interact with about 10, 15 students. There was no big gatherings. That's all I did. Small group interactions. And when the COVID struck, that time I got an order from my spiritual master to go online and give your content online. And the audience I had were all Hindi speaking. I never had any English audience, right? So the audience was all talking in Hindi, and they wouldn't get English, right? And even there are some Indians who believe that spiritual lectures and sermons should be always in Hindi. They cannot be in English. So that's why it's. But we do have some English lectures. I'll give them to you, right?
Okay,
I'll
that'll
give
be
to you.
awesome.
Don't worry. So
Okay,
that's a
yes.
good part.
So my
So
my
we'll find,
second
we'll
question.
pick some off,
I
and
was like,
and
I was
I've
going
been
to call you out
criticized.
on it.
I've been
Yes.
thoroughly criticized for speaking in English in those lectures. Bravo, Hindi. But then now I guess we are turning. The tables have turned.
Yeah,
Now
not
it's
for
more
them
of
alone.
English and
No.
very less of Hindi.
Mhm.
Very less. So
Yeah.
don't worry.
Yeah, for all of us, not for them alone. Don't get
Yeah,
it
yeah.
mixed up.
Yeah, sure. I get it. I get it.
Yes,
Sure.
yes. So my second question is in ISKCON and moving from just being a spectator, because I've been an observer for so many years, observing, stuff like that. And then I wonder, yeah, what do you call it, the discipleship or like being a disciple or something like that. How what does it what is the is that like a pathway? Do you get to choose your spiritual master yourself, or is that like a what I mean? Can you please educate me on the discipleship in ISKCON? Yes.
Yes, thank you. There's a very amazing course we take called the ISKCON Disciple course, wherein you understand the importance of choosing a spiritual master, what it takes to be a disciple, understanding the the person, the character, the personality, the importance, the position of a spiritual master, and the importance of spiritual vows and practices. We do that very well, and we are planning to do it soon. But before that, in a nutshell, if we were to answer discipleship, yes, you get to choose your spiritual master who is very much available to you, whose teachings are touching to your heart, who is a person with whom you can connect and ask, inquire. Yes, that's there. We can do that. It's a good news. Definitely, we'll do more about that when we do the course, the disciples course. We'll
I look
invite you
forward
for
to
that.
that. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Any last minute questions, comments before we decide to end the session?
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. For the disciple course, is it like chanting 16 round is mandatory? Taking
Well, we get not all shoes fits not all size fits all. So we'll definitely make the purpose. Yeah, we'll be taking disciple course in different yatras. There is a different qualification for the disciple course. So we will set the criteria. No worries. But I guess you're already initiated. You are Sanjay, right? Sanjay. Now you're Sham Sundar Das.
Yeah, I am initiated
Yes.
from Raghavacharya ji in Ayodhya Dham.
Okay. Nice, bro.
Sri
Very
Ramanuj Sampradaya. But I like ISKCON because I was engaged in ISKCON activities since 2019.
yeah.
So I like the whole concept of the ISKCON. That
Wonderful. You're most welcome, bro. You're most welcome to take Shiksha and follow your path as well. It's a glorious path where you have taken initiation. Thank you.
because my Guru Maharaji told me when I was there to read the Bhagavatam and other books, which was on the ISKCON.
Written by
And
Prabhupada.
sometimes my Guru Maharaji condemn about the ISKCONs, so he can analyze the people who are against Sanatana Dharma. So he will list out the people. The people doesn't know it because
Okay.
I'm just telling you.
No problem. Okay. Thank you, Shamsundar Prabhu.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Perfect. Well, I thank everybody for taking the time to have this chat with us, to be part of the conversation, to join us Thursday. It's really nice to see regulars coming, but it's also really, really nice to see new people always joining.
Yes.
So I definitely look
I
forward
just want to
to.
let you know that these guys, the other fellows, they are my mentees from India.
That's so nice. Thank you,
So
everybody,
despite this
honestly.
not being the forum, but Harsh Govind Prabhu and others, they do take auspicious association. So whenever I'm giving any kind of class, they want to make it. So
That's
I'd like to thank each and every one of them:
yeah.
Rohit, Abhishek, Gyanesh, Akshaj, Harsh Govind Prabhu himself, Hamog, Geeta, she's there, Rajnandan, Brajesh, all of them. They come for all lectures. They're
That's
very
really
sincere.
nice. This is amazing. Thank you
Yeah.
guys, honestly, so much. It's nice to have the room more full, even if it's online. So it's really, really nice to have all of your guys' association. Hopefully next round we'll
They're all
see a
going
little.
for their work. You're all going
Sorry?
for their work, but then still they haven't
Oh,
made it.
okay. I was gonna say hopefully maybe next time we could have more cameras on, but if not, then I understand it's not possible.
Jesus turned his camera on.
Yes.
He's a professor.
Oh wow, that's so nice.
Yes. Nice to see.
Okay,
Hare
perfect.
Krishna. Thank you.
All right, thank you everybody for joining. Hopefully we'll be in touch again next Thursday. Thank you for taking the time to engage with us and make a little small community that we have here.
Hare Krishna.